Llegó la primavera JCPenney con la última moda. Piezas cómodas y ligeras. Mezcla y combina lo nuevo de tus marcas favoritas y crea looks originales que se acomodan a tu presupuesto. Como las polos de St. John's Bay con un pantalón en algodón o un simple suéter y jeans de A&A. Encuentra el bolso de Liz Claiborne que siempre has querido y sandalias que combinen. Para noches más cálidas, elige pijamas ligeras y frescas de Ambriel. Trae a tu familia y descubran lo nuevo de primavera. JCPenney. Vale la pena.
All right, so let's dive in. We are absolutely drowning in search queries. And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty clear what's on everyone's mind. It is officially March Madness season.
You got it.
We've got this digital mountain of what everybody is trying to find out
Amazing.
about this huge college basketball tournament. Our mission today is to cut through all of that data and figure out what are the key questions? Like, what is the stuff that people need to know? What's going to get them ready for March Madness?
Exactly. Think of it like this, all right? We're going to give you the express lane to understanding all of the March Madness buzz. You've given us this fascinating look into what everybody's curious about, and we're going to break it all down. We're going to decode those signals, find those patterns, those themes that keep popping up, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly what's important to everyone who's following the tournament.
Okay, so no surprise here, right? The big one is March Madness. But it's interesting to see how that kind of explodes outwards. Yeah. You see the official NCAA men's basketball tournament, but March Madness is definitely the winner. You know?
It's the more popular term for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Some things just keep coming up over and over and over again.
Like what?
Brackets, scores, schedule, and get this. Everyone is already looking at 2025.
Wow.
The anticipation is already building.
It's interesting, isn't it? It seems like people just can't wait for the next one.
I know.
To get started.
I know, it's crazy.
What I think is so interesting here is how quickly people want to get to the practical stuff, you know? This isn't just casual interest.
Right.
They want information they can use.
Yeah.
And the pairing of printable with bracket tells us a lot.
Big time.
People want to be involved. They want that paper bracket in their hands.
Absolutely. The bracket is the center of the whole experience.
Right.
So many searches for just bracket, and then it gets so specific. March Madness bracket, NCAA tournament bracket, and the all-important printable NCAA bracket.
Right. You got to have that.
And the focus on the future. I mean, it is intense. March Madness bracket 2025, 2025 March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
It's like the second the last tournament's over, everyone's already on to the next one.
I know. It's wild.
I think it speaks to the overall importance of the bracket.
Yeah.
It's like the fans' command center. It's like the visual representation of the whole tournament, the roadmap for the excitement.
So it's like the story of the whole thing.
And then all of these searches for predictions, right? Bracket predictions, NCAA bracket predictions, expert bracket picks 2025.
Yeah.
It shows how much people are invested in calling the game.
Yeah.
It's not just watching the games.
Yeah.
It's the competition.
Right.
The thrill of getting it right.
Bragging rights.
Exactly. You know?
And it's not even just bragging rights, right? I mean, you see bracket challenge.
Oh, yeah.
All those pools and competitions that pop up everywhere.
It's huge.
I mean, people are going head to head with everybody.
Everyone.
Friends, families, strangers.
Right.
It's crazy.
And then, as the games get going, you need to know what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
You got to stay up to date.
So you see the searches for updated March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
NCAA bracket update. I gotta have that latest information.
I know. I'm constantly checking for those updates myself.
I know. And it's interesting to see the NIT bracket 2025.
Oh, that's interesting.
In there too. I mean, it shows some fans are really paying attention to the other tournaments.
Right, the other postseason tournament. I think that's really interesting. It shows how much people are really into the whole college basketball scene.
Totally. Okay, let's talk about scheduling and timing, because this is another area where we just see
This is the searches.
So many searches. We've got March Madness schedule, NCAA basketball schedule. People are trying every way to phrase it.
Right. They just want to find that information.
To find the information they need.
And they need it now.
It's like March Madness schedule today, NCAA schedule today, looking ahead.
Yeah.
March Madness 2025 schedule. People want to know what's happening and what's coming up.
Yeah. It's all about that real-time information.
Yeah.
That's what I find so fascinating.
Yeah.
You see today, in so many searches.
Yeah.
People want to know what's happening right this second. Like what games are on, what the scores are. They need up-to-the-minute details.
Right.
NCAA games today, March Madness games today,
Yeah.
NCAA basketball games today, March Madness game times.
All of it.
All about those details.
And then, of course, you have that question.
The big one.
The big one. When does March Madness start?
Yeah.
And, looking ahead, when does March Madness start 2025?
They want to plan ahead.
They want to be ready.
Yeah.
That is key information. And we also see searches for the early stages of the tournament, like NCAA playing games, first 4 March Madness.
Those are a crucial game.
Oh, yeah.
They set the stage for the whole tournament.
They do. Those first 4 games are how they narrow it down from 68 to 64.
Exactly. They really add a lot of excitement and drama.
Oh, big time.
Right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And you can see that reflected in the searches.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so let's talk about a really big moment, Selection Sunday.
Oh, Selection Sunday.
It is a massive deal.
Yeah.
The number of searches around this day is incredible.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's wild. Everything from Selection Sunday time, what time is Selection Sunday, to, looking way ahead. Selection Sunday 2025, NCAA Selection Show. When does Selection Sunday start?
Classic.
It is a massively anticipated event. Like, picture Selection Sunday as the big reveal.
Oh, yeah.
This is when they announce all the teams, the whole bracket, the roadmap for the next few weeks of games. That is why everyone is so interested on this day.
It's like the official kickoff. That bracket reveal is everything.
It is.
And it's interesting, right? How many searches
Yeah.
are about the logistics of it all.
Right.
What channel is Selection Sunday on? Where to watch Selection Sunday? Selection Sunday Live, Selection Sunday Stream.
They want all the info.
Yeah. They want to know when it's happening, how to watch it.
Yeah, it is like the Super Bowl pregame show.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, for college basketball fanatics. And you see searches for specific broadcasters, too. CBS Selection Show, NCAA Basketball Selection Show.
People have their favorites.
And then it gets down to the minute.
Oh, yeah.
What time is Selection Sunday 2025? What time is the selection show?
No detail is too small.
No detail. And it's interesting to see searches for both the men's and the women's selection shows.
Yeah, you see NCAA Women's Selection Show 2025, NCAA Women's Selection Show. That's really cool.
Absolutely. And once that bracket is out,
yeah,
and the games are going,
the madness begins.
The madness begins. Where are people going?
Right.
Well, the searches tell us CBS March Madness. Watch NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Mentions of specific channels like TNT.
Yeah.
People are looking for ways to watch.
Right. They want to make sure they don't miss any of the action.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, March Madness is on a bunch of different channels.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So people are trying to figure that out.
Right. And you see that with searches like March Madness Live and NCAA Live Stream.
Oh, yeah. People want those online options.
Yeah. And even you see NCAA basketball live stream free.
Really?
Yeah. They're trying to find ways to watch without having to pay.
Oh, interesting. I'm seeing searches for specific platforms, too.
Yeah.
CBS Sports, CBS Live, ESPN College Basketball. Those are the big players.
Those are the go-to spots for college basketball, for sure.
And going back to Selection Sunday for a second, where to watch Selection Sunday pops up again.
It just shows how important this is.
It's a can't-miss event.
It's a live event.
Live. You got to watch it as it happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then once the games are underway, everyone needs to know what happened.
Of course. That's what it's all about.
Right. So many searches for March Madness scores, NCAA tournament scores.
Yeah. Got to keep up with the scores.
And then you get specific NCAA women's basketball scores, men's NCAA basketball scores.
Right. People are following both tournaments closely.
And then you see people looking back, who won March Madness 2024?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's a classic.
It shows that people are still, catching up,
Right.
Or maybe reminiscing about last year's tournament.
Totally. And you know what's funny?
What?
Even with all the ways we can get live scores now,
I know.
That search for March Madness scores is still huge.
It's like a reflex.
I know.
You got to know.
I know. All right, so let's narrow our focus a little bit.
Okay.
We're seeing searches for specific teams and regions.
Like what?
Like ACC teams in NCAA Tournament 2025, South Region NCAA Tournament, West Regional March Madness, East Region NCAA Tournament 2025, Midwest Region March Madness.
Wow, so specific.
So specific. I mean, it shows that people are really into, like their conferences.
Yeah, they're invested in their teams.
And they want to know who made it in and how they might do in the bracket.
It's next level fandom.
Absolutely. It's more than just the overall tournament.
Right.
They're following these very specific paths.
And those searches for specific regions.
Yeah.
South region bracket, East region March Madness.
Right.
It's like they're picturing the matchups.
They are.
In their heads.
And looking for those potential upsets.
Yeah. Everyone loves a Cinderella story.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of, the women's tournament is huge, Rick.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing to see.
We saw it with the selection show searches, but we see it everywhere. So many queries like NCAA women's basketball scores, women's bracket, NCAA women's bracket, women's NCAA tournament, and of course, looking ahead to 2025.
Yeah.
It's clear that this is not just an afterthought. This is
the main event.
A major event.
It's awesome to see how much attention it's getting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about predictions and analysis.
The crystal ball.
Crystal ball, right. So many searches for March Madness bracket predictions, March Madness predictions, bracket predictions, NCAA bracket predictions, expert bracket picks 2025. People want to know who the experts are picking and why. And you even see specific names.
Oh, yeah?
Jerry Palm bracketology, CBS bracketology, Seth Davis, Jay Belis bracket 2025.
Those are the big names.
These are the names, right?
The authorities.
And it makes sense. People want to know,
They want to get an edge.
if they should follow those picks,
Right, but it's important to remember, right?
Right.
March Madness is unpredictable. Even the experts get it wrong.
Oh, all the time. I mean, that's part of the fun.
Exactly. That's what makes it so exciting.
But, the search for those expert picks, it makes sense.
People want that validation.
Yeah.
They want to know if they're on the right track.
Totally. And that term, bracketology 2025.
Oh, yeah.
It's become a whole thing.
It's a phenomenon.
It really has.
It's the science of predicting the bracket.
I know. And looking at some of these other search terms, it just shows you how wide the interest is. I mean, you've got NCAA wrestling schedule, reminding us that the NCAA is
more than just basketball.
Way more than basketball. And then you've got NCAA basketball rankings, Final Four 2025, NCAA tournament locations.
Yep.
And then you get these really specific ones.
Like what?
Lowest seed to win March Madness. That one's great.
I love that one. It's classic March Madness, right?
Yeah.
The underdog story.
The underdog. It's the possibility.
The upset.
The upset. And that's what makes it so fun. Like Villanova in 1985, they were an 8th seed.
Wow.
And they won the whole thing.
Amazing.
Crazy, right?
What it just shows you. Anything can happen.
Yeah. And another one, has there ever been a perfect bracket?
Oh, the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. I mean, that's the ultimate.
Yeah. Everyone wants to know.
March Madness question.
If it's even possible.
Exactly.
It's a fascinating question.
So if we were to break all of this down, for our listener, what are the key things they should keep in mind?
Yeah, good question.
About March Madness based on these searches? Well, first of all, the bracket is king.
Absolutely.
Everyone wants one. They want it printable.
Right.
And they're already looking at 2025.
Amazing.
Then you've got scheduling and timing. It's crucial.
Yeah.
People need to know when it starts, what games are on.
The when and the where.
The when and the where. Then you've got Selection Sunday. It's a must-see event.
Oh, yeah.
And knowing when, where, and how to watch it is a big deal.
People don't want to miss it.
And then, of course, figuring out where to watch all the games in general.
Yeah, that's essential.
Scores are huge. People are following both the men's and the women's tournaments.
Absolutely.
And they want those scores up to the minute.
I know. It's all about staying on top of it.
And finally, there is a huge appetite for predictions.
Oh, yeah.
People want those expert picks.
They want to fill out that perfect bracket.
They do.
It's a dream.
It is a dream.
And, all of this really just shows how engaged people are.
Yeah.
They want to know everything.
About March Madness.
Yeah.
And they're looking for those insights, those tips that will make their experience even better.
Exactly. They want to get the most out of it.
So, thinking about that fascination with predictions and that question about the perfect bracket, it makes you wonder, what are the odds of actually getting it right?
It's a good question.
What makes it so difficult?
Yeah, what are the factors that make it almost impossible?
And have there been any, crazy upsets or surprises in the past that just
defy all logic?
Defy all logic. It's something to think about.
It is. It's a good one to ponder.
As we get ready for all the madness.
Absolutely. Bring on the madness. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.